What's up, everybody? This is Sonny here at the Poteet Homes Podcast. We have a very special guest for you guys today. His name is Robert Carrasco, here out of the local area. Robert Carrasco, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, Sonny. Happy to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to share my story and get to it, man.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much for coming today. I know, we met not too long ago. You're a local entrepreneur. You've worked hard for yourself, and to that, I tip my hat to you. So thank you for also allowing me to serve you, man. I know we did a couple of projects together, and I'm very grateful for that. So we'll get right into this, man. So tell us, where you from, or where'd you go to high school at, brother?
Yeah, so I'm from Pleasanton, born and raised, graduated from Pleasanton High School, class of 11. After that, went to Palo Alto for 2 years, got 2 degrees there. Actually, 3 years. Went 3 years there, got 2 degrees there. Went to across the street, A&M, San Antonio. Finished off my bachelor's there. Biology was what I majored in, minor in psychology there. Then, went into the job market, man.
Nice. No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I already knew when I met you. And shout out to Marcus Crimp, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the one that kind of got us connected. So shout out to him. Much appreciated there, Marcus. But I always knew you were a smart guy, man. Like, I always knew just the way you articulate your language, brother. I was like, all right, man, this guy's onto something, man. And sure, you have surely shown that. And so, I mean, did you play sports in high school or anything like that? I mean, were you a sports guy?
Yeah, I did. I did football, basketball, track, powerlifting. Mainly what I was known for is for powerlifting.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I know you're very successful at that. At least what
Yeah.
I've seen, man.
Yeah. Set some state records with that in college and then in high school also. So.
Shoot, man, you say you set state records as if it was just a walk in the park, bro. So I guess, I mean, dude, like, how did that, what was that about, man? Did you start that at a young age, or was there a coach that kind of inspired you to do powerlifting? I mean,
Yeah,
how did that come about?
yeah. Coach Liska, he's the one that kind of pushed me. He's like, hey, you should check out powerlifting. Never even knew what it was. I was like, all right, cool. I'll check it out. Went to my first meet, won the meet, and then after that, it was
The rest is
man.
history. Yeah. So was that your freshman year?
That was
you
a
joined?
freshman year, yeah.
So when did the state records happen? Through your freshman year, or?
Junior year, I actually ended up fracturing my back, and
Damn.
mid-season, that was freaking painful as heck.
How did you
man.
fracture your back? Like, what happens? I mean, you like lifted the world or something, man? Like,
So I only weighed 132 pounds in high school.
Okay.
So I was not very big. But yeah, I had like 415 pounds on my back. It was at Southside High School. And then some kid actually walks by, hits the bar, and I fall on my hands and knees. The bar comes on my spine. And I was out for I think like 6 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. I know I should have rested longer, but I went back and lifted again, 415, and went to regionals after that. So yeah.
dude, I mean, first off, like, that guy hitting the bar, I mean, that's like a freak accident,
Dude,
bro.
for real.
So, like, you didn't definitely deserve that, man. But it
Yeah.
seemed like it kind of catapulted you to a whole nother level anyway, right? Because
Yeah.
it still didn't stop you per se. Or do you feel like if you didn't get hurt, you would have been even at another level? I mean, shoot, you still, accomplished the accolades. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, the following year, senior year, I ended up squatting 550, which that kind of set a whole new bar. And that, as far as I know, I think I still hold the record there at Pleasanton.
Oh,
the
shoot,
squat, so
man.
we'll see.
Robert Carrasco.
At least for my weight class. I don't know
your weight
about-
class.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Well, now that's impressive. Like I said, when I first met you, I guess it was within maybe a year ago, maybe a
Yeah.
year and a half ago, max.
Hasn't been too long, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've done a few deals together, and like I said, I already knew you were something special, man. So that doesn't surprise me that you have state records there at Pleasanton. So take us through, I guess, high school. You went to college. What inspired you to do the whole biology thing, man? What is the the means behind that?
Yeah, so man, honestly, I didn't even want to go to college, to be honest with you. But I guess growing up in the whole Hispanic culture, you're kind of told, you got to go to school, you got to get a good job. Well, in order to get a good job, you're usually told, hey, you got to go get an education. So I was like, all right, I'll figure something out. So I went to school. Palo Alto. Wasn't really sure what I was gonna do. Did pre-nursing. Got my associates in pre-nursing. Then got a liberal arts and associates in liberal arts. Then after that, yeah, I started looking into more, diving into it a little bit more. I was like, okay, biology seems pretty cool. You can do a lot of outdoorsy things. I like to be outdoors. So I was like, all right, I'll give biology a shot. So got my bachelor's in biology, mainly concentrating on microbiology, dealing with germs and bacteria and not COVID. It wasn't COVID at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so
Nice. Well, that's what I'm saying. It takes a special creature to go into biology. So how long did it take you to, finally, you got out of high school, what, 17 years old, 18 years old, something like that, I guess?
Yeah, 18.
And then you went right into college. So how long did it take for you to actually graduate with your biology degree?
Actually took me 5 years.
Okay.
I was a super senior, as you could say.
Dang, son.
Yeah, dude, it took me 5 years. Mainly because my mom actually ended up getting sick. She ended up getting cancer, so it kind of delayed everything. But after that, man, I mean, I was good to go. I worked the entire time I was in college. I worked in construction, driving. I basically went to school Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, I would drive to Austin and just bust my ass construction. Paid for school cash, so I graduated with no debt. But man, let me tell you, some stressful freaking crap, man.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying, because I know. Well, how old are you, right? Like, tell the people.
28 now.
28.
Yeah.
So his story, man, sounds like he's already at 40 years old, because he has so much to tell us. And so you working so hard, paid off college. I mean, there's most of us like myself. I have college debt, man. And for you to be able to accomplish that is like, I mean, that to me is why I know, you're a special creature, dude. So hats off again to you, man, being able to pay that cash.
Appreciate it, man.
How were you, adjusting work life to college? How did you did you have Tuesday, Thursday, college, and then you worked other days, or how did that even work out for you?
Dude, it was honestly a mess. I always have to go. Honestly, every semester I had to go back to my boss and be like, "Hey, this semester I have Tuesday, Wednesdays. I have to be in class." Or I always have to. Every semester he already knew, "Hey, my schedule's."
So who was your boss then, man? I mean, I'm sure we got to give him a little credit, right? Because he was working with you.
David Lardner. He's there in Austin. Owns a lot of other businesses there. Appreciate the support, and I appreciate you working with my schedule.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's difficult.
Yeah.
The only time that I tried to do that was at Bill Miller's, bro. I was working at Bill Miller's for about, let's call it a week, right? And I already needed to go back to school, but I didn't know how to tell him. And so I kind of told him, gingerly, and they let me go, bro. So, for you to pull that off is another impressive, mark for you, man. I was just flipping buns and putting barbecue sauce on, and they let me go, bro. So I was like, all right, I guess Bill Miller's won't work out for me. But anyways, man, so that's pretty amazing, bro. Like I said, I have college debt, and for you to do that, I think is why you are in a position where you're at today. So you got your degree. Now that you got your degree, did you go immediately into the workforce? I mean, I know you were working, right? But the workforce as a career, when did you get into where you're at, I guess, working now, or was there anything in between?
Yeah, so actually I started putting applications before I graduated. Luckily, someone picked me up before I had my bachelor's. The requirements were for a bachelor's degree. That was actually one of my dream jobs, actually, was doing cancer research. So I got into doing cancer research as a cancer researcher. Again, before I got my degree, they did me the favor, so I appreciate it. But after that, I was there for about a year and a half or so. And then South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, they ended up picking me up. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool work, dealing with plasma and seeing if people are matches for surgeries. And, when they have open heart surgery, usually people lose a lot of blood. So they usually need blood transfusions and things like that. So that was our job, kind of find matches and stuff like that as well. There for about another year and a half. Basically, I was jumping from job to job, what I was trying to do is make the most money I can make to where I can be in the position I am today, because I knew it takes money to make money. So after that, I went and started working at Bolero and the lab, and been there since.
So the rest just kind of brings you to where you're at today. So you're at Valero, And that's kind of where now I come into the picture. And you know what? I think it's a great time for us to take a quick break. Please make sure you join us right after this break here at the Poteet Homes podcast. All right. So here we're back again with Robert Carrasco, our very special guest. So here it is. I know you got into Valero, and that kind of takes us to where, you and I started to kind of know each other. You working at Valero, and you have an entrepreneur mindset. So I'm sure there's someone in your life that maybe, educated you or kind of gave you that insight. So how did that come along, right? How did that entrepreneur spirit in you come about?
Yeah, man. So it kind of started. I would say basically, so my mom ended up getting sick. That's so usually when people change, it's usually something dramatic that happens in their life. It usually kind of sets them apart or does something for them in their life. For me, it was that my mom, she ended up passing away when I was, I think, 21.
Sorry about that, bro. Condolences.
Nah, it's
I
all
never
good,
knew that.
man.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's all good. It happens, man. But yeah, so that ended up happening 21. I was like, man, I was kind of lost for a while. About a year or two, I was kind of lost. Then I started just kind of picking up books, reading books. And then right after that, my dad ended up needing open heart surgery. So of course, you just lost your mom. You're thinking, oh shit, you what's next? You're kind of thinking, my
you
dad.
got doubt in your head.
Yeah, so I was like, man, life is so damn short. Just so many thoughts going on in my mind. Life is so damn short. I need to do something. I can't just work my entire life for 30, 40 years. Got to enjoy my life. You never know when you're going to be called,
Right.
So, continue reading books, continue researching. I was researching probably real estate for probably about a year before I met you, man.
Nice.
And then, it's actually been a blessing since I met you, to be honest with you. You really kind of got me started into real estate, and
I appreciate that, bro. I never knew that. Yeah, you're welcome, brother. It's likewise the same here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Been a blessing for sure for me too. So I mean, take us a little bit, through that. You got into real estate. What books did you find helpful for you while you were educating yourself a little bit there?
The one that really kind of turned my mindset was Rich Dad Poor Dad. I know everyone's heard about it. You probably heard about it, and you're probably like, whatever. But it's a highly recommended book. It's you've read that book, right?
Yeah, like the way because again, you went to school. I got my degree as well, and I'm not so much the guy that reads paper, man. Like I was always the one that went to Cliff Notes, got the summary, and just try to copy and paste. And all you ex-teachers out there, don't hate me for that. But I actually picked up Audibles. Audibles have been very helpful for me. I'm taking a ride up to San Antonio, or I'm taking a ride to location, taking on a home. I mean, there's a 45-minute gap there, and instead of listening to Beyonce and J-Lo, even though they're respected in their own little way, but I started changing my mindset, and it's kind of like when I met you actually, because I wasn't into even real estate books, even while I was in real estate. I was just kind of, you think you can make it on your own and kind of learn as you go, but when you read these books, it really just kind of like puts you on a streamline and a fast lane to learning through someone else's experiences. And the Rich Dad Poor Dad Audible book, whatever you want to do, has opened up even my eyes. So you have that book and you give credit to it. What's next for you, right? Like you had your job, you learned how to get into real estate. What was that next step for you then to now put that, education in action?
Yeah, so that's not the only book I read. I read tons of other books, but just real quick, the reason I did like that one is because it's told like in a story. So it's not just, just the information. It's information included in a story. So it's easy to follow along for somebody who's new, trying to change their mindset, either whether it's crypto, stocks, real estate, whatever you're into. It changes your mind and makes you think differently than most people usually do. If you're listening to this podcast, more than likely you're kind of in the similar mindset as us anyway. But yeah, so what was your question again?
So yeah, nah, dude. Because you talk about, getting educated into this rich dad poor dad deal and reading a whole bunch of books. And so I mean, you took that step where we started purchasing properties. But I'm gonna take a step back to that, because even before we started purchasing properties, you were into stocks, right? You were heavily into like Tesla. You were heavy into these other stocks that you started educating me on. And then where it brings us today is like this crypto world, man. I mean, I got money in crypto. I know you got money in crypto.
Honestly, if it wasn't for stocks and crypto, I don't know if I would have been able to even get into it. Real estate. So I guess my first real estate deal was back when I think was 23. I bought the ranch. I used that from.
How big is a ranch?
It's 21 acres.
Beautiful.
And bought that one when I was 23, basically with profits from the stock market at that time. I wasn't really too huge into crypto, but slowly I've been kind of exiting, stocks and getting more into crypto. I mean, higher risk, yeah, I know, but higher reward as well. So, yeah, but it was kind of hard finding people who have a similar mindset. So that's why I kind of liked you. I was like, hey, this guy kind of, he has a similar mindset on entrepreneurship and, doing bigger, better things for yourself, for your family, and, bettering your life. It's hard to find that these days. So that's why I was like, man, I can really work with this guy. And I'm glad I put my trust in you, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
man,
never
no
looking
doubt.
back now. But yeah.
Well, you did the majority of the legwork, man. Like I was just here to not only, they use the term iron sharpens iron, bro. So I think that's all it really came down to. You had your stock money. You already made a purchase before you even met me, like 4 years before. So you were already on that, kind of that lane where you want to get to a place where maybe passive income, maybe not just relying on paycheck to paycheck mindset. So then it kind of brings us to where we're at today, right? Where you kind of reached out to me and said, hey, man, I'm kind of looking for a real estate property that we could purchase, and then we could essentially maybe make some rental income. And that's kind of where I came in the picture. And it was easy breeze, man, because like I said, with your credentials, you were well qualified. You had a stable job and you had excess cash to be able to put into this investment. So whenever we went to the market, brother, it was it was good for me because I didn't have to negotiate terms that otherwise other buyers may have, closing costs. We just came in and said, hey, this is what we offer, and we got the financing, and this is what we have. And I mean, we knocked it out of the park. I know we got some properties in Jourdanton that you are now renting, and it's kind of just streamlined from there. Tell us about the property in Jourdanton, like what's going on there, man. I hadn't had an update.
Yeah, so
we purchased it, and tell us.
Yeah, we purchased it. That was mine and your first deal. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little scary. Your first deal is always really scary, but like I say, if it doesn't scare you, you're not growing, no matter what it is, spiritually, financially, whatever it is. If it's not scaring you, you're staying in your comfort zone. You have to exit that comfort zone in order to grow. So yeah, so you, I think you actually found me that deal. Yeah, you did.
That's right. Yeah, on Broadway.
You found me that deal. I think you already had talked to that seller too, right?
Yeah, we've been. It's just a lot of properties were on the market and they were kind of stale. So I kind of looked into them a little bit, but
yeah.
Like I said, when you came along, it was already kind of, it was like the Lord was kind of setting it up, educating me. So that way,
it
when
kind
you
of fell
came
into place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was before this big old housing boom now, though. So,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would be able to get that deal if we were at today.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it, man.
And it was only like 8 months ago, or 8-9 months ago.
It hasn't been that long, man. It hasn't been that long.
I don't think it's a year even.
That's crazy how things change so fast.
That same house is probably 10-15%,
dude.
higher in value now than it is today.
I actually had somebody offer me so I mean, I'm cool with saying how much I paid for it. I paid $95K for it. Had somebody offer me $160 for it recently.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude. It's
Dang.
crazy. It's because there's no houses really available,
Yeah, see, that house was a foundation slab.
Yeah.
The bones were all good. It had some updating, like paint and maybe some, minor plumbing, deals that you had to upgrade. But at the end of the day, you're getting in a $95K you put in. How much did you put in so far? I mean, it's a 3-bedroom, what, 1 bath or 2 bath?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2 bath.
2,000 square foot or so, right?
Yeah, almost 2,000 square feet. It had a spare room that was like Well, I mean, at this time we were in the middle of COVID or around starting the COVID, I believe, and I had like a little office space, so it actually worked out perfect for the stay-at-home people. It was like the home run deal, man. Heck yeah.
Well, I know whenever you started it off, we were talking about, okay, we're paying 95K, and a simple math function that we use is the 1% rule. At least that's what I use when I kind of talk to clients or when I talk to myself. Whenever I'm paying 95K for this property, if I do 1% of the purchase price, I have to get at least that in rental income. And whenever we ran the numbers for Robert, what are you getting for it now, man? I know it's not $950 a month.
Yeah, no.
It's
I'm actually getting 1,400 a month for that property.
so that's like 1.25. Yeah, it's
we're,
more than
we're
1%.
well over the 1% rule, so it's been good, honestly. I mean, I put maybe up front. I put about 7,000 into that house, and then we did run into some plumbing issues, but you kind of helped save me on that one. So we took care of that. I think I put another, was it 3 or 4,000 into that. So all in 12 maybe or so.
So like 110K or so,
Yeah,
or 107K, around there.
Yeah, but that was all out of pocket later. So I mean, the rest is pretty much cash flow.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and that's that kind of brings us to the next thing is you obviously had a little bit of a nest egg to assist you with whenever you made the purchase. Not only did you make the purchase, but you had your stocks in crypto, kind of have a stockpile in case something happened, and it did, and you were ready and prepared. So it kind of goes in line with setting up your life to make those moves. And so when you do make those moves, it's you're ready for them. And so now you have your rental income. So what do you choose to decide with your rental income? I mean, I know there's people that will put it back into the mortgage. There's people that will take it and put it into another investment. What does that look like for you?
So for me, I usually put it back into. I put most of my money into crypto either. I usually put in stable coins where you can earn 6-7% interest, which is way better than keeping my money in a bank earning 0.01, 0.02. If you're lucky, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, I stable coins, they don't move much. Your money's pretty consistent. But that's where I usually throw my money back into is usually crypto. Sometimes stocks here and there, but for the most part, crypto. And then when I get in a certain amount of money, I go and I look for another property.
Nice. Well, okay. So I want to know just through this crypto thing, what is a stable coin? Like, what do you classify as a stable coin? Maybe 2 or 3 that come to mind.
USD tokens. That's usually what I have most of my money in is USD tokens. You can put them into different accounts and they earn interest on you.
Okay, I got you. Kind of like a like you lock them in for X amount of days, or you just leave them in there.
Yeah, stable coins is basically like a digital dollar, I guess you
Right.
could say, a digital dollar, and you basically put it into the. There's different types of platforms out there. There's Coinbase, Voyager, Crypto.com. I know
Right.
you are into Crypto.com.
Yeah, Crypto.com's kind of my deal right now.
Yeah. So I mean, there's different platforms, and different platforms offer different percentages they pay you on your stable coins. So it's an easy way and a better way, in my opinion, to continue making more money while your money's sitting there waiting for the
Your next move.
big deal, man.
Yeah, your next move. I'm actually checking my crypto right now, bro. You're like,
Yeah,
thinking about it
sparking
right now.
something in the mind.
Yeah, like hold up. All right, but no, I know when we're off the mic, you spoke about Doge, and it's just all about where your risk you want to take, and I guess that comes down to the person himself, right? Like, what are they researching? I mean, what are some tips that you could give our listeners about how to justify what to get into, or maybe some areas? Is it YouTube? You kind of look for your info, or I'm sure those things.
I mean, most of my information comes from YouTube. I do a lot of searching as well. I look into news articles. I probably deep dive more than the average person, honestly.
Got you.
But yeah, a lot of it you can find on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that will do all the deep diving for you. You can just watch them.
True.
2 that come to mind are Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan. They are very, very informational on not only crypto but real estate and pretty much any other thing concerning investing in period, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we'll streamline kind of through this real estate deal. Appreciate you breaking us off on your crypto knowledge, man, because I guarantee I took notes Juan, make sure you give me a snippet of that conversation right there. I don't, I want to be opposed to that. So we got this real estate deal. We found it in Jordanton, $95,000. We negotiated, hard on it. Of course, it wasn't difficult having someone like Robert, well qualified client, come in. He now has his 21 acres in a ranch where you do hunting and different little deals like that to make income on that. We have the house in Jordanton that you're renting, and you drove me out to about an hour and a half towards Lake Corpus Christi, man, and that's where we did our second deal, which was amazing, man. The views were amazing, and I know that house we purchased even on a on a dime too, right?
Yeah,
Like
we
a
got a
dime
good
out of the
deal on that
dollar.
one. Yeah.
So we negotiated there as well, and it wasn't that it was in the best shape when we got it, but the bones again, slab, the structure was all kind of set in place. Tell us about that deal. What where you at with that one?
Yeah, man. So I was actually a little scared to see if you would come out there because I was like, man, this is kind of a little out of the way for this guy. But,
Yeah. I was like, I'm not opposed to it, bro. I took my dad out there that day.
yeah, dude, that's right. I think we both took our dads, right?
Yeah,
we did. We took our dads out there for the day.
Yeah, I was like all emotional, bro, because we both took our dad,
Yeah.
and it was like one of those things where when I met you, we went and made the deals together, and then I started getting to know you a little bit, kind of knowing that you like to hang out with your pops, and I never knew why, because obviously now you mentioned that you have lost your mom, rest in peace to her. And so anyways, coming back to where we're talking about, I took my dad, and my dad means the world to me, just like my mom does, right? But my dad had back surgery, and he was going through some things there. Obviously, the pain is tough, and he actually injured his back like working for us. It wasn't even like he was messing around and got into do some funky deal because he's on a motorcycle or something. No, like he was working at Slumber J in the oil field, carrying this 20-foot pipe, and his boot kind of slipped off of a rock and it messed up his vertebrae. So he was with me during that time, and then your dad was out there at that time, and we went out to Lake Corpus Christi to take a look at this deal. So I don't know, that was a good memory for me, man. So going back to that, I know you put some money into that investment now, right? We got it for like 140K, I believe,
140,
off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing with that now, man? I mean,
Yeah. So actually, coincidence. Actually, today we have our first guest checking in. Turned that house into an Airbnb. It took me some time to get that thing ready, up and running, because it did take some work. Reason why we got it at such a good deal. I mean, a lot of people don't want to mess with stuff like that. They just want to kind of move in ready, just ready to go. But yeah, I think you put me on that one too. I mean, I had some houses already in mind. And then I don't know how you found. I think you found this one, right?
I'll take the credit on it. I'll take the credit on, man. Your boy
you
over
give
here.
Me the credit? I'll take it.
I'm a platinum real estate, specialist. So of course I found it, Rob.
Yeah, I know you negotiated for me pretty well, man. So yeah, we got the house for 140. It needed some dock work. The dock was kind of, there's no way I was gonna do it as an Airbnb like that. I mean, that's a liability in itself. But I had gotten quotes for that for the dock itself for like $30,000, $25,000 to do that dock. What I ended up doing was doing it myself. It was a lot of work, took me about a month and a half to build. But I did it for about $7K, even with the high lumber prices.
Oh my God, bro!
But it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on that thing. But I mean, I probably put into that house probably about $40,000 on my own money. Furnishing the place alone, the beds are like $1,000 a piece. The dock, Airbnbs can be expensive, to be honest with you.
Really?
Now that I've done it, they can be expensive.
And what do you mean by that?
Just because you have to furnish a whole house.
I see the Airbnb requirements.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I wasn't really aware of, but I would definitely do it again. Like I said, I put about $40,000 into that house, but we put it on Airbnb about a week ago, and we are doing really well with it. We've got like 20-something days out of June already booked.
Oh,
it's only been under a week.
And they pay, right? Like they're supposed to put a deposit or something like that.
A lot of people pay up front, actually.
Oh my goodness, the full amount?
The full amount. Yeah.
Wow, good job, bro.
Actually, shout out to my cousin Adam floors here in Poteet.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I graduated around the same year as him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Him and his girlfriend booked it for his birthday, so pretty
Oh,
cool.
so you were clients then.
Yeah, I cut him a deal. Don't worry, they're family.
You're like, nah, bro. Use the website.
Yeah,
No deals, bro.
right.
I don't handle that. So you pretty much, I guess, are the landlord. You manage it. I know you
Yeah,
mentioned that you have a girlfriend that helps you with that too, or something
yeah.
like that.
Thankful for her because therethere's no way in hell I would have been able to get that Airbnb up and running on my own. Uh, Actually, it's kind of a funny story, but I had this chick message me on Airbnb. She's like, "Hey, I'm looking for the pictures of the beds. We hadn't received our comforters yet because we ordered them online, so we're waiting for them to come in." And I was like, "Okay, let me get some photos." So I took off to the house. I went and bought some comforters there at Walmart just to get something up and running, man. And then I sent the pictures to my girlfriend. She's like, "No, you're not putting those things on. It looks like a man made that bed. Wait till Saturday when I'm off, and I'll come and do it for
shoot,
you."
she set you straight,
Yeah,
bro. Hey, man, it takes a good woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to
dude.
support. I mean, a man as a whole, a partnership. I mean, I think that's a very important piece to that.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Especially doing this avenue. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with this. I'm sure Jen supports you 100%.
right, exactly.
It's difficult, man. Being an entrepreneur and trying to get all this stuff done, you need a strong support system, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you got to give some credit to your dad too, right?
Yeah, my
Your
dad, he helps me out a lot with the deals, and he kind of advises me and keeps me in line, and keeps me in check too. So
Yeah, I could imagine. Now
yeah,
he's a very a smart guy too. So that's why I said earlier that he and my dad have a little bit of similarities. They've been through some things, and I'm sure your dad was a hardworking man, just like mine was. And so now that kind of puts us to where you and I, next generation later, are to be able to kind of spread the fruits of their labor in a way. So anyways, man, so you got this Airbnb that's launching today, essentially. You got it full month of June. So it seems like you're now beginning to do rental income on that property. And so, I mean, I think at this point, we talked a lot about kind of your life story. And I mean, I'm hoping to one day, build your dream home, bro. So is that still in the
yeah.
mix, man? You got to let me know, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. So I'm looking to buy a big ranch eventually, and that big ranch, we're gonna have Poteet Homes go out there and
Let's do this.
build me a custom home, man, for sure. Yeah,
Man, I'm so excited about
yeah, I've
that,
seen
bro.
your work, man. It's some nice stuff. Yeah, some nice stuff, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know we were
Yeah.
going to take a look at a property where we're doing this modern home, and I know that kind of wowed the future wife in a way. You
Dude,
know what I mean?
that's a
The
jaw dropping
girlfriend.
home, man.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with the vision you had for that home, man. To be honest with you, yeah.
Yeah, and actually we're to about 80% of that home where we got tile in the showers, tile on the fireplace, cabinets and countertops in. So I'm definitely gonna have to invite you over there, dude, so we could go
For
take a
sure.
look at that one,
For
brother.
sure, man. I mean, it's a nice home, dude.
I
I mean,
appreciate
I
that.
should never showed the girlfriend that one, but
That one might cost you a couple
yeah,
bucks,
that one
right?
might cost me.
Well, we'll just wait till this crypto market
There
continues
you go.
to
There you
climb
go. Yeah.
and the stock market continues to be favorable for us, man. But at the end of this, basically, man, in conclusion, I'm as well as grateful to had come to know you. Again, shout out to Marcus Crimp and the Crimpton family that put me in connection with you. And I think just like any other relationship that I try to establish, we always try to establish it for a lifetime. And I feel like our relationship is on the trajectory to be a relationship of a lifetime, man. So thank you so much for that, brother, and for joining us today and sharing your story with us, man.
Same, likewise, man. I mean, I'm grateful I was able to meet you. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have even be able to jump in with confidence had I not met you into the first real estate deal. So, I mean, after that, it's kind of, gave me the
Snowball
confidence,
effect.
man. Yeah.
Awesome. And I
So,
know you made a couple deals also now on your own, and so that's awesome because now you're kind of skilled in the field. And so, man, continued blessings for you and your family. Shout out to your dad. Shout out to my pops for laying the legacy for us. And I want to let all you listeners know. Please share this podcast. Please look out to us on Facebook, on Instagram. Even call us 210-201-3570 at the Poteet Homes office. We'll be making a new office out there. Please don't hesitate to come visit us. And if you guys want to shout out at Robert Carrasco, I know you have your ranch that you want to maybe promote on here, that to let people know maybe to book anything, or your Airbnb.
Yeah,
anything.
so I have a hunting business also. It's called Carrasco Ranch. And then I have 2 YouTube channels, Carrasco Ranch. I film all my hunts, fishing events, and all that. Then I just started a second YouTube channel, The Country Investor, just showing through all my real estate and crypto and stocks and my portfolios and stuff like that. If anyone is interested in checking out the Airbnb, it's called the Rustic Lakeview Lodge. It's on Lake Corpus Christi. You can check it out on Airbnb, Instagram, Facebook. I've done some walkthroughs on the YouTube channels as well. Yeah, man.
Yeah, y'all don't hesitate to hit them up. And so, maybe we'll do a little something together out there, a little YouTube, partnership there. We got Juan out here that's our media specialist.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll take him out there with us, and, we'll do a little something on the field, live action. Well, again, man, thank you so much. Thank you, all you listeners, for joining us today. It's been such a blessing to bring these podcasts to you. Please share, please like, please support our local businesses, and also support Robert Carrasco here in his business ventures, a young entrepreneur. That just goes to show that if any of you guys are on this podcast thinking of, is this right for me, or should I do it? The main thing to take away from this is, if you have fear, that is basically telling you to make action on that fear, because that fear is the beginning stages to your success. So God bless you, and we hope that all that you dream of comes true. And reach out to us if you have any questions, and we can't wait to serve you guys. Thank y'all so much, and see y'all soon.
Y'all later.